in the comments. Let me know what you'll think. Poke some holes, right? Lord, guys, these much. Guys, thanks for watching. Lord. All right, time to go. Yes, guys, thanks for coming through. Thanks and welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. We are here again, grinding out another FPL related video. What? Also, 15 more days to August 5th, I think. Well, that's
16?
maybe
16?
yeah, roughly.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
15. Yeah, about yeah.
yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Of course, I'm joined by my co-host Kevin Lala, and of course, community expert, and we're here for our episode 1 of season 2 of the Chopping Block. You all should be familiar by now. The format where we normally bring you guys onto the show and we go through a theme as vigorous and we try to roast it or we try to poke some holes. This time around, what we're doing, we're asking you all to send your first draft. So this is just a first drafts pick. So we have two drafts to run through, and of course, Kevin will put himself on the hot seat and Shamir and all as well, and Ted as well at the end. So we'll go through the team. So without any further ado, we can go straight into, let me shuffle in the head. All right, so let's go with a good friend of the channel, FPL Flowers, right? He sent in his team here. So of course, I'll just call it out quickly and then we will run through. So of course, he has Messley in goal, he has Trent, James, Johnny, Mount, Bailey, Rashford, Salah, Luis Diaz, Kane, and on the bench, Klassen, Zinchenko, Nico Williams, and Gill. Let me
Nice.
before we start. So he said, this is where I'm at. Of course, Community Shield can change many things. Example, Mahrez or Haaland. Rashford to a 4.5, then upgrade Bailey and defense. But as it stands, this is where he's at, right? So this is FPL Flowers' first draft. Well, I know it's not his first draft, but his draft, one of his many drafts. So talk to me, Kevin. You want to take a first start?
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing here is the midfield, looking loaded, right? Salah, Luis Diaz, and Mount has 2 8s and a. Well, yeah, must have Salah obviously, and Rashford and Bailey on 2 decent price tags as well, right? So yeah, most of the money in the middle, right? You know, you're seeing a lot of people going big on the back, but this have a good center. And Kane and Jesus. Jesus looking like he's one of the biggest picks right now. And it's a toss up between Kane and Haaland. So I don't give him wrong for the attack so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with all the points Kevin make just now there. I mean, it looks as though he's light in the back, and he is a lot of money invested in the attack. So he's looking to score most of his points from up front. I mean, Messley is an interesting pick.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at fixtures too heavily yet, so I haven't been doing much tinkering, right? So I can't really tell you.
So
But
Leeds have a
if
decent
Leeds
run.
have good
It's just
fixtures,
it's just the defense is the worrying part.
well then that means you're probably picking it based on save points and the
Save points,
fixtures.
yeah.
So I mean, there's a decent pick. I'm not sure if it's Messley is 4.5 or 5.
I believe it's
Confirm that for me,
4.5.
right?
Yeah,
If he's
4.5.
4.5, he inside the mix of those 4.5 keepers that is do well, full points. Raya, Sanchez, Meslier, right? Those are good picks all together. So I think this is a decent pick. Good side, good balance. I mean, his bench is okay. Dwight Gale is not really nothing special to talk about, but I mean, he's a fodder. Nico Williams
Yeah,
is
and
a
well, you have 2 that
4.0
are coming off
defender.
now. Our next big thing is that I have no Man City players though.
He has none
None.
because Zinchenko
Yeah.
moving. He moving
Yeah, I
on
think he got moved to
to
Arsenal.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting side, you know. He banking on a lot on Liverpool doing well. He banking on Mount pulling forward. I assume FPL Flowers is a Chelsea supporter. I could be wrong,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So that's why you heavy on the James and Mount because Mount could easily move to Mahrez or Foden in that instance. Bailey could swap to
Yeah,
somebody else, and
Mahrez,
then
Foden,
yeah,
Saka. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, not much holes inside, but I'm sure you have a lot of tinkering to do with coming forward because his defense is like very, very light.
So I wonder who he's starting first, Zinchenko or Johnny?
Now I believe he will start Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Arsenal plays Crystal Palace. Oh, interesting, Crystal Palace. Does Zinchenko start
Yeah,
for
and they struggle
Arsenal? Is the
against
question I have
Crystal
to ask
Palace.
yourself.
I know there's normally be a
Will
clash there.
they, will Zinchenko start in our left back or the midfield? Jared could tell us if he have his opinion on that one.
I think
But
Zinchenko will most start in midfield, but it depends on the fitness of
okay, so
Mr.
you need,
Tierney. But I think he'll start in midfield. Yeah, I
yeah,
think he'll
So
start.
he actually
yeah.
have the
So
two Man City players that went to Arsenal. Okay, cool. Zinchenko
yeah,
and Jesus. Yeah.
it's interesting. No, because
Yeah.
people talking about Zinchenko, right? If he does start in the midfield for Arsenal, right? More likely playing as a Jared, correct me if I'm wrong, a 6 or 8.
I want to say 6.
Yeah,
I
as a
thought he
6.
played.
Let's say a 6, right?
Yeah.
He moves the ball well, recycles positional. He could be a new Dallas or Lundstrom in that instance, because 5.2 for uh, a defender who in and around the goals and assists. So it could be a good little bargain there, you know, if I'm being honest with you.
How much is
Um,
Yeah.
Zinchenko?
he's 5 million.
Oh, 5. Okay.
Yeah, he's
If he
five
added his
million, and
5.5, that's not bad.
no, I think he's 5 million, and he plays. He
That's
kind of
all.
defender, but he's playing out of position. So it's a good little pickup to think about going forward, especially if you're
Yeah,
backing
5 million.
Arsenal to do well. So yeah, I mean it's a decent side. Diaz, however, the debate now is Diaz price worth picking him over Robbo in the back?
Robertson. Yeah.
Yeah, because point potential, Robbo has higher point potential than Diaz at the moment based on history. But I know Liverpool and goals against Fulham is hard to ignore. So
And
that's
Diaz
something to
more and more
ponder as
looking
well.
like he's the man up front now too, right? Well, in the starting
Yeah,
11 at
he
least.
more likely
So,
he'll be starting. Yeah, more than likely. Correct. So and then we all only hype with Ten Hag and Manu doing some kind of wonder, some kind of flip, right? Now Rashford could catch some form, or remains to be seen if Ten Hag could do this against proper quality opposition in the Premier League, right? Um, so I don't know if Rashford's a good buy for 6.5. He will score points. He'll do better this season than last season, but his minutes. I don't know if Manu will be buying anybody else to pack his minutes. So that's one to think about as well. But it's good options for 6.5. One of the better ones. And then Bailey, his minutes under Gerrard has been inconsistent, and he has been injury prone and stuff. It's only preseason now. He's looking pretty decent. So
yeah, and
he's the
I
one
see a
to
lot of people starting to push Bailey a little bit for Arsenal also.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's 5.0, right? And if he's a potential starting person for Aston Villa, he could warrant some kind of picks, but I think he's too inconsistent to really bank on him as a starting player. He has to be rotated with your fourth defender, and if that's Zinchenko, then it's not a bad option to have, depending on the fixtures. So yeah, I
What?
think that's my breakdown on the team.
Yeah, solid. I forgot to ask you how much you have in the bank. That's the main thing. My doubt.
We could kind of work it out, you know. If it's so Meslier is 4.5, Johnny 4.5, James is 6, Trent is 7.5 if I'm not mistaken. Um, 8, 5, 6.5, 13, 8, 11.5, 8 million, 4.0, 5 million, 4.2, and I think Gale is what, 5.5? So I think he used all of his budget, if I'm not mistaken, or zero point 0.5 in the bank
I was guessing
if he's
that.
lucky.
I was.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you was counting it there as you was going down.
I just end up, I just give up in the end,
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah.
But I mean, I could have, but
Yeah.
No,
I was gonna
I
be
just
like
knew that
impressed. I was like, yeah.
his budget. Yeah. I cool with this team. My only thing, as you said, lighting it back to me, had better options than Johnny to actually start. But I mean, the bench though is a good backup bench, or at least for two of the guys. He
yeah,
Yeah,
Zinchenko
that
and
bench I like in that bench, yeah.
yeah.
not furthers. It mixed well, so at least you can still because you have some is what premiums you have here. You have some
Yeah, so
premium.
two
You have what,
premiums, two eights, yeah.
yeah,
So
so
Two
some
premiums and two,
oh,
yeah.
3 8s actually, 3 8s, Jesus.
Yeah, he had
Jesus,
trades, yeah.
Diaz and Mount, yeah.
Yeah. And he had James and Trent in the back.
Yeah. So
correct.
he didn't
James,
forget all that.
yeah, thankfully James is not terribly. I mean, 6 is but not bad. Not 7.
Not
Right.
outpriced, yeah.
I
And
think what would have messed up James' pricing would have been the injuries. I think if you had played a full season, I was consistent like Trent and Cancelo, he probably would have been up there 7.
But
Yeah,
between James
agreed.
and Chilwell, which one you're leaning towards?
But that was not going to ask all your opinion,
Okay.
right? In terms of James versus Chilwell, how do we feel about either or? Because it's literally a toss of a coin, right?
Yeah.
It could be one person one day could do well, and next person next day could do well. And then we're not
I
sure
would-
how Chelsea's defense going to be this season with all the changes.
Right. So
Yeah,
like
no,
with Sterling, right? Sterling will be helping out who? James or Chilwell? Or we taking away
Sterling,
from one of them? So
that's a good question because
yeah,
we gotta ask the Chelsea supporter where Sterling will play because
yeah,
if Havertz is going to play that false 9, Mount has to play either as an 8
yeah.
or on the left wing, I believe. I can't really say, but
yeah.
I know he might end up helping out James the most. He plays more on the right hand side now, so I think he might help out James the most.
Okay, again.
Yeah,
So
we had to ask FC Dagger FC David.
yeah,
His opinion.
strategy.
We'll ask him.
Because I
Yes,
know
Alex.
with percentage only James is to be safe, right? Because everybody have James. But Chilwell will be a
Sure, let's
decent
see, let's win one. Correct.
yeah,
correct.
you have a decent differential there.
If you
Yeah,
win
correct.
7.
I agree. Yeah. And
Correct.
Kane is a differential in effective
In a
ownership
sense,
as
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
because Haaland is like
Yeah,
58%
he's almost like 60 or something. It's
yeah,
ridiculous,
and Jesus is the same. So
Kane is
Kane is like what? I
19.5.
think Kane is like 9. Yeah, so I mean,
19.5. Yeah.
having Kane imagine having Kane as a differential. That's crazy.
Bro. Even Son, I find Son a little disrespected, but
Yeah,
it's
no,
not.
no, it's
No,
because no, it's
at
price. It's
the
price.
price,
That's the problem.
his price.
I
That's
don't
the
like
trouble.
that.
I
Disrespect.
can see
Disrespect.
once Salah starts like slipping up, but if he slips up, everybody be jumping on Son. So
Agreed. Or
Yeah.
even pushing money back up front because if we're being honest, last season we had less options up front than we
mhm.
feeling like we have now. Right now we have a lot more options than prior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
Alan
just
is 61%. Yeah, Alan is
well,
61%.
this is you're saying that in terms of remember the season hasn't started yet, Shamir. So yes.
I know. We just talking about first draft,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had these options, but it wasn't firing last season, so it's up to them if they fire
true.
this season.
Yeah, because remember it was Lukaku, Ronaldo, Kane. Those are the big expensive ones last year.
True.
So
I agree.
He
I agree.
But big up Buffon all the time. Chris, if you want to be a part of it, you want to send your team for next week, let me know. All right, so we finish with flowers. We could move on. Any other polls? Right. Oh,
No, I mean
Chris,
it's good. But I feel
Chris, Chris is a Chelsea fan.
yeah, I think he's a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Right.
yeah, the biggest thing
My-
scaring me about this one is that that lack of City players. Because City have a nice run, and they're the defending champs. That would be the only big
Who's
downfall,
it?
I think.
Agreed.
Johnny is what 4.5 or something?
4.5. Yeah.
I think he's 4.5. Yeah.
He more likely will start at right back.
How much will Cucurella be?
He's
Oh,
fine.
He'll be 5.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Alright. Because I'm real tempted if Cucurella go there, tempted bad.
I will wait one game to see if he plays, and then I'll know how I feel.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Pep. Kupong, what was asking, if you're still there, which side Sterling would play on most like is Chilwell or Reece? He will help out Chilwell or Reece, how would that work if you know Kupong? Right, we're trying to strategize that. So next up, we have Rob from the F1 Fantasy Hub, right? Of course, if you guys watch our shows on Thursdays, our F1 Fantasy shows, Rob is a main staple now, one of our main guests, and he wanted to submit his team for us to critique. So I'll call out the players real quickly. So it was Mendy at 5 in the back. 7.5 Trent, you have James Cancelo, so eyebrow raising. Perisic, he has Luis Diaz, Salah, Neto at internet going crazy today.
Wow.
Haaland, Jesus, then of course, right? Neko, Andreas, and Greenwood. So not terrible in the bench again. Two guys who will play, at least three. Greenwood could, get a sweat too. So at least two
Yeah.
guys that will start or should start for their teams. Shamir, take this one first. Now, I am kind of impressed by how much like proper names he was able to pack into this team.
Yeah, boy. I mean, off the bat, he has Mendy in goal, and I believe Chelsea has some decent fixtures coming up. Now, the concern me is how will they mesh as a defensive unit, right? With a few new signings, right? In the back. Now, the quality signings, mind you, but how will they mesh in the Premier League? Koulibaly hasn't played in Premier League before, right? He's a quality defender. How will he blend in? How will is Thiago Silva legs will be the season at 38 years old, right? Will he still be mastered in defense? Are they going to buy Koundé, right? How fit is James and Chilwell after a season of injuries from last year? Mendy is very, very solid for 5.0 though. I mean, whether or not they keep clean sheets, they will have plenty save points. The whole for me on this team is really Perisic. I am not convinced of his minutes, right? I don't know. I'm not sure if he's training in preseason yet. Kevin, is he training with the team?
Nah, not yet. I know he and with Suma then come across to Korea, but
Okay.
they have a game with Rangers on Saturday, so hopefully he plays then.
Okay, so you'll see. We'll see. So, I mean, for 5.5, he's a bit expensive for a player that we're not sure of his minutes. His upside is really big, but is if he's going to play, right? Because you're assessing on to start compete with Reguilon. We're not hearing nothing about Reguilon, and Reguilon was up and down now wing for last season, right? So, we're not sure what Perisic is going to do in this league, this Premier League. He's ageable, he's 34. 5.5, I'm sure you could put that money elsewhere, right? That's the one big hole for the team, and the rest is honestly, we don't know how Haaland going to compete in the Premier League. He's class. He's class, right? He's class. He's a real good striker, but coming across is always some uncertainty, so we don't have to wait. I will wait and see. I'm gonna pick him. I might pick him. Who knows? But he is a what's looking for boy. He's a risk, a gamble, basically. 50-50 in paying off.
I know that.
Yeah, correct. And with Pep rotation as well, with Pep roulette, how will his minutes be? That's our next hole in the team. And yeah, I mean, other than that, the team is well balanced. Two playing substitutes in Neko and Andreas. At least 2 points per game from them. And yeah, I mean, the team, like I say, is a pretty template team we're looking at right now.
Well, I can say with Haaland is he may be nailed on in the sense of Pep roulette, but because the only other person was Alvarez that they kept back.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So with Sterling leaving and with Jesus leaving, right? It shuffle up the front line a little bit to see who actually, will get more minutes or less minutes.
Agreed.
Right? Yeah. So same thing for Haaland, for Foden, for Mahrez. Those are the three main guys they're looking up in front now, for that kind of money. Right? But again, we really won't know. It's beginning of the season. We know Pep like to group the young players like he and Foden, those guys. So I mean 11.5 for a City player that up in front and may have decent minutes is not too bad. So I know that's why one of the main reasons people go. He might actually be a little more nailed on than like Kevin De Bruyne, who's a little more expensive. So
yeah, I understand what you're saying, because I watching the team news they just dropped recently for a lineup in the on the tour, and Alvarez gonna play through the middle right now. So
if Alvarez actually played, he would be an awesome forward, to have. He's what 6.5.
What's his price? 6.5, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So if he has actually had minutes, or even if he rotating with Haaland, that would be a really good pick, I find.
You're right, I totally agree with you. If he has the minutes, he might be a good option to have, honestly.
He might be better have with Kane.
Yeah, Kane and him.
Cover the Tottenham City movements.
So
I agree.
okay with Keane, and then if he come on for Haaland and he get some minutes, and you never know he check a goal or something. Not
I agree
assist.
totally.
Maybe someone say,
But again,
find
I
as
think
a,
we still have to wait. We still have to wait to try and make sense of nonsense of
it's a good,
Pepperins. So
no, it's a good what if. It's a good what if.
a good watch, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, I like this.
I've seen everyone talking about Neto. A lot of people talking about Neto online. Like
They scored
he's
less
fit,
goal
he's
today.
back out, he's 5.5.
Yeah.
Is that a trap or is that good?
I don't
Nah,
know.
it's not really a trap, It's not really a trap because he has proven that he could be a good asset, It's just the consistency is the only thing worrying everybody,
And
basically.
Wolves attacking consistency isn't the best either. So
Maybe not, but he
Correct.
is their most attacking player behind
yeah.
Jimenez. He is their spark. He's their spark. Now he was injured for a lot of it. He's their
Yeah,
spark.
he came on and he had some. So I don't know, but I don't know.
He's their
And
spark.
Martinelli. Martinelli was my next question. Like I had Saka
Right,
before, then I
Martinelli,
went down to Martinelli. Then
yeah,
actually, I don't think I have any of them now. So
Martinelli
I was
definitely not
surprised.
but
His position didn't change,
yeah, definitely Martinelli not starting. But what I would say, the reason I'm not tempted to bring in Martinelli, especially because he's cheap, so I could pack up the midfield, is that he will definitely get minutes. He will play. He will sweat.
He will
So
come
I
on. He
think
will come on.
yeah, and remember, you see, what comforts me right now is his 5 subs. Now I know we rare happen on the 5 subs, but
Yeah.
now we don't have to be too frightened that a guy not even going to play. I take him a 2 minutes for 5 minute cameo, he might do something. He's that kind of player, he could cause an impact. So it's not a bad shout, I find. Just because look at his team, man. He packed in Cancelo, Trent, James, Salah, Haaland, Jesus. So and still manage to get a decent player that will cause something, will do something. So it's either that or sure what 6.5 or not
6.5, I believe. Yeah.
and he's 6. Well, then yeah. So yeah, Martinelli is not a bad shot either. I mean, he could have gone another route into another team, but he wanted that.
Yeah. I feel he used all his budget in this team.
Yeah, for sure he did. I asked him. Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, he used all his budget. Nothing remaining.
Definitely.
you're saying that because I also use all my budget, right? You all actually keep it back some budget.
Yes.
No, well, we want to, but it depends on your team balance, yeah. Yeah, so you gotta make sure you strike a proper team balance in for your potential points.
Well, not just that. What I think too will be real key for this season, not just having the 0.5 or having a route to get to other players. So you have to make sure that the pricings of the guys that you have are really good. That if you get rid of them or get someone, they don't have to be scrambling or mashing up the team. So if you want Haaland to key in, it should be a smooth system because you have 0.5 about or because of the price.
Because
so
I know there's a point being raised that the reason why we asked for the 0.5 in the bank or we're looking for that is because this season is started to will be 9 million players, right? And of that 9, there are definitely going to be at least 6 or 7 casual players, right? And I mean, let's say 5 to 6 million casual players who sign in, make transfers early, right, and swing price changes in a whole different direction one time. So that's why you're looking for 0.5 because from the time Jesus doesn't do well, knock on wood for people who have him, right? If he doesn't do well for Arsenal in the first 2 fixtures, he's gonna be sold abundantly for somebody else who's 8 million in a strike force, right? So he will lose.
He and Haaland, once they if people selling them off, I could actually bring them in for cheaper if I don't have them. So.
Yeah, agreed. So, but the flip side is if they do well and Haaland prices rises, within 2 weeks he's up 0.2 million. He's 11.7 now.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, if 60% already own in Haaland, only 40 could bring them in again. The opposite is thing. I mean, 60 could drop him in now. So.
No, exactly. So that's it. So just an example now of the swings that could happen. Right. So that's why we're looking at 0.5 in the bank. But I think you have to strike a balance in the team first before you look to save money elsewhere.
Yeah, because I think we saw that with like Simicast last year. He was a 4.2, and everyone had him at a point. But then because everyone shut him out after, he went down to the lowest. And he was still a good player.
Yeah,
He's still a really
yeah,
good player.
agreed,
I mean, he
agreed,
went down to
agreed, agreed, agreed.
3.6, I think. And
3.7.
then, yeah, 3.7, 3.6, yeah.
Yeah,
And this year,
I could
even though
agree.
he was 3.6 last year, this year he actually went up to 5 or something. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
agreed.
yeah.
Solid. All right. Kevin, I know we have your stuff, or we can bring up your thing.
Yeah, so my team up. Uh, I'll show you everything, and I know it have some weaknesses in it. So I'll show the weaknesses after. So
Right.
you can see that, or you need a little bigger.
Now I see him, man. I see him.
Alright, so in goal I have Mendy, right? 5.2 goalkeeper. Chelsea, in the beginning I wasn't too sure of Chelsea defense, so I actually don't have James or Chilwell, right? As well as both of them are very injury prone. I know it's the beginning of the season, so you can still take the chance on them, right? But because they lost Rudiger, I wasn't too sure for that, at least the clean sheet points. Mendy was the cheapest way into the Chelsea defense, so I actually stuck with Mendy, right? With a 5.2 is the mid price for a goalkeeper, so I don't mind if he does good or that does too bad. It really doesn't make too much of a difference. Set and forget for me. The backup for him, I have Balcombe because before I had him and Raya before, right? This that 4.2 might change to another 4.2, right? As you can see, I went big in the back. So I have Alexander and Robertson, well, and Salah. Those are the three Liverpool men. I went Robertson over Diaz, right? Alexander and Rombo, both of them have similar threat, similar price. Well, Alexander just a point 0.5 more. But that's the clean sheet and the attacking returns. The Diaz clean sheet is only 1 point, while these guys are 4 points for the clean sheet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of more wanted to go with them, right? Cancelo, again from last year, I think I had to have him. So I'll put him there, right? I'll come back to Perisic, right? Because that's one of the points that I may want to change. Right? Janssen, 4.5. I wanted to stick with the 4.5 rather than go to Necro Williams, the 4.2, because I think that's like a stick point. Like if you go to Necro, it's hard to get out from there, right? At least I still have the option to drop to Necro if I have to free up some money, right? Janssen, he was very attacking for Brentford, and
Yeah,
I mean, the defense is okay. So I actually find he was a little better option than Raya for the defense, right? At least he have some attacking potential. Both of them 4.5, have them in, right? Perisic, the same exact thing you said earlier. Like, I have him there because everyone's on the bandwagon, so I just threw him there and for the beginning. I would love to have a Spurs defender, but Spurs have a lot of wing back options now. So I'm really not sure if to go for a centre back instead. Because on that flank, Perisic, you have Session, and if this guy say what's his name again?
England?
The one Jared like regular, right? Right.
Yep.
On the next side, you have the same exact problem. You have Doherty, you have Spence coming now, you have Royal, and in the last game they actually play Lucas Moura as a right wing back, right? So the minutes for those wingers, it for me right now is up in the air. I would actually choose Session over Perisic. That was my original plan, but just because I saw everyone jumping on this bandwagon, I just chuck him here for now. I mean, he's the highest price point for the defense, right? I could bring him down to a cheaper option easily, which I'm possibly gonna do. I'll show you where I'm going to go with that one after. Salah's a must. I have Salah there. Bowen. Other than that first game, I think Bowen have some good fixtures, some really good fixtures,
yeah, they do.
right? Um, Bowen is a little bit of they say play with your head and not your heart. He's a little more of a heart pick because I missed out everything on Bowen last year. Everything. Right? So I kind of thought about that, so I bring him back in as well. As well as I did see Bowen, the one game I went to in England, I did see Bowen score a brace against Man City. Right? So even though he played against Man City, um, just from live experience, missing out last year and the fixtures as well, I want him in. That zero point 0.5 extra that everyone's talking about, that is going to be a 0.5 reserve if I want to drop to either Saka or Diaz or Mount or Madison. Those are the four remaining 8.2s, right? Um, Foden, because you see I don't have Haaland up in front, I have Foden instead, right? I feel he will get a little bit more minutes now that two of their strike force left. I feel he will get a little more minutes. I mean, he had a decent amount of minutes last year, so Foden in the mix too. The silver, Jared actually pointed out him. Before him, I had Ilanga because I find Ilanga was looking like a decent pick. I mean, he may get some minutes for Manu. I didn't want to put too much of money in Manu, but the silver and Andreas are my two 4.5s. Now, a midfielder with two 4.5s is really, really cheap, right? And the same thing going to happen with my strike force. I have Taylor and Greenwood as 4.5, so I have five 4.5 players on my team, which I'm not too happy about, right? And well, Keane, he's my only striker. I mean, barring injury, he's going to play every game, so I don't have to worry too much about that spot. But in the case that he doesn't play, I don't have anybody to come on to him, which scared me a bit, right? Um, so far I'm pretty much not set on the team, but at least this formation, right? Beginning back strikers, I want to upgrade one of my strikers definitely. And right now, I'm looking at Perisic to go down to either 4.5 or 5. Most of them are going to have 5 just to not dig myself more into a hole. I have a 0.5 in the bank right now. Oh, no, you can't see it there, sorry. So one of these guys, Greenwood or Taylor, most likely Taylor, I'm either going to upgrade them to either Undav from Brighton.
Nice shot.
Yeah, or Broja if he goes to another team. Right, both of them are 5.5s. Right, so that's my main plan right now for that. The other 0.5 I have, I could also upgrade Perisic and just leave it as is. Upgrade Perisic to one of the Chelsea fullbacks. But then I might change Mendy because I don't think I want to double up on the Chelsea defense really. Although it might be a bad thing. So yeah, that's my team right now. Pretty beginning of season on this. Now, another saving point I have is the World Cup, right? Even though this team is very rigid, right? And not much wiggle room. We have like 6 or 7 weeks before the World Cup where we get a free wild card. So, or is it more than 6 or 7 weeks? Anyway, it's a short time, but we get a free wild card for the World Cup, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though this is very rigid, I have a last resort extra card in my pocket as well. To play with. So
yeah, you basically talk out your whole poking holes in your own side basically.
Yeah, no, because I know my weaknesses in it and I know my concerns on it. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if I was you, or if I was to really push it to doing other things, I would honestly downgrade Perisic to 4.0 or 4.5 and upgrade your second striker just to cover yourself a little more, because right now you're still beginning back with that back four.
So even if I go to 4.5, right, that Perisic, if I bring him down
1
to
million
Johnny,
extra.
I have a million, a 1.5 extra, and that 4.5 could go to a 6 and have options at the 6.
Yeah. And at the 5.5 strikers, you have Undav, which is the best 5.5 striker, other than Broja. But we're not sure his minutes will start, because you have Mupe to compete with, right? Up front for Brighton. And we're not sure how good Brighton fixtures are in terms of goal scoring. But Undav is the best, second best
at the 5.5 mark,
At the 5.5, yeah. At 16,
and again, right, so if
options.
Perisic goes down to if I have Perisic go down to 5, I can get 5.5 striker. If it goes down to 4.5, I have a 6, which I have all the
So Taylor is
5.5 and those guys.
Taylor is 5.0 or 5?
4.5. I have a 0.5 in the bank, sorry. So
but I don't have any good 5.0 strikers, you see.
No, it doesn't have any.
We have none, so you gotta go up to 5.5.
So this 4.5. So if he goes down to...
If he goes down to a striker who's, a defender who's pretty well owned, but cheap. Tomiyasu, you have Vestergaard, who real cheap.
Let me just put in Tomiyasu for now, right? So now I
Right,
have
so you have
1.5 in the bank,
Yeah.
right? And then Taylor, he could goes up to 6, right?
Yeah, and then that way your 6 will be really good
Yeah,
in
my 6
terms
would be
of
good, and which
yeah.
is what I'm contemplating right now. That's exactly what I'm
Yeah,
looking
your
at
6 will
now.
be real
And
good.
at least I have somebody else playing. So I have a full backline playing out. So it'll be a 5-3-2, right?
Yeah.
6-6-6-6. Johnson was one I was looking at in the beginning too, right? Right, and that will be my
Or
team.
Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
that's the
I actually
option as
wanted
well.
to bring in Kyle Walker, right, from the beginning, from Man City, right? Because City options for the back looking less and less now, right? Zinchenko leaving. Ake might leave as well, right? I think Chelsea looking to buy Ake, right? So they have actually less
I think
options
they're
in the
moving
back.
on from Aki and going on to Kunde instead.
Yeah. Oh, Kunde, okay, so they may not, okay. If that guy doesn't, if Cucurella doesn't come across, then I definitely want to bring in Walker because he's a 5.0 wing back for City, right? Um, but again, when I do that, I put myself in a position where I have 3 Man City players, which can get Pep Roulette, and then I have no bench to bring them up. There's just a 4.5 and a 4.5 Andreas and the server to cover me. So, right?
No, if
I
you
But
agree,
want,
yeah.
Perisic definitely going lower. I would
yeah.
love to bring one of the wing backs, the 4.5 wing backs from Spurs, but I'm not sure if I can do that yet.
Well,
Right?
if you want to just drop, you see, you could all if you want only if you want, you could always drop Johnson as well to a 4.0. There are some solid 4.0s they could get, and
What,
you play
Johnson?
3-5. No, Janssen, I could drop Janssen, sorry,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
the 4.0. But I wouldn't see. No, that is I bias. I would love to keep Janssen if I had to as well.
Yeah, same me.
But
I really like Johnson as a player, but
yeah.
now that you showed me this the silver player, right? I don't mind dropping Johnson down because
Right, and you have some
right now
attack.
I
You
have
see have someone
three.
in
Yeah,
the attack.
right now I have three. What you call it? Brentford players, which I don't really need to have. So, so, so it have options where I can move, right? So Janssen could go down to 4.2. Um, what's his
Both have some
name?
good football goals.
Yeah, but are they playing?
Well, the
The
Totti
defenders,
guy,
yeah.
yeah, Totti will definitely get some minutes. He's a decent. But again, let's observe game week up to what
Right.
game
So
week three.
Totti and
He always make
Mascara, those are the
changes.
only 4.0
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
He's in main contention for Bali's spot. So of course we have to see how that goes. We have to see how that goes.
Mm.
I didn't get to see Wolves lineup this
They
week. I'm
played
only playing
today.
the
They played today.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I
Kilman
know.
scored a
Yeah,
beauty of a goal.
yeah. I heard so. It was
Yeah.
him on that though.
Nah, Kilman scored a beauty of a goal.
Yeah.
Neto scored as well, but Kilman scored a beauty of a
Yeah.
goal.
I think it really saw one Neto's goal.
No
I want
comment.
to
Same
check
net.
out after see them. After see how they set up today, and I will. But again, preseason matters not. It's more when game week one start.
Yeah, totally.
I just want
I
to
like
show what.
Bowen Shout though. I really on that Bowen Shout.
Yeah, I can't get away from Bowen. Like I like him because, and also that 0.5 giving you an option as well, right? So okay, Necro and Johnny comes in. I have 2.2 in the bank, right? Actually bring right. So Taylor could go up to a 6.5 now, right? Or if not, I can still do the. Oh yeah, no, sorry. 5.0 midfielders. What 5.0 midfielders? You think there any difference between 5.0 midfielders and Andreas and the Silva?
Barely, boy, barely any.
Yeah.
There's a tight squeeze.
I would have loved to get Wilson as well. I find Wilson's a good option. Huh?
From
From Newcastle.
okay, yeah, Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad shout.
You have ways to move, you
I
have
think
room to move, you have room to move.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
okay,
beauty.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
And
beauty.
I
That's
keep
the
in
beauty.
I keep in my back line strong, right? I could keep my Cancelo, keep my
Yeah,
Robertson, keep my
yes,
Trent,
yeah,
right? And
yes.
they have plenty 4.5 playing, right? So I'm not too worried about that. But that's how my structure is now. I mean, I'm sure none of our drafts and even the guys that we saw before, I'm sure no one drafted draft is like set in stone from now till
Of course, of course, of
next
course.
15
We still
days.
have
Way,
chance.
way, way too early. Way too early.
Yeah, we
Way
still have
too
Think
chance
about that.
to see out. Yeah.
Yeah, way
Shamir,
too early.
no. Before asking you, Kevin, I want to do something very different though. I don't think I will chase Tottenham wing backs this season. I was even thinking
Yeah,
of Dyer, right, centre back. So no,
yeah, same
I
here. That's
find
what I'm saying. I think
Dyer
that's
was
even a more
solid
solid pick.
last season. Yeah, Dyer
Yeah.
was solid last season,
And
and
then
I
he
think
showed some. Yeah, he showed one of their matches. He actually had a really nice screamer from outside the box against
yeah, yeah.
Korea. Yeah,
And
so he
just
shows
for
some
some
incentive. Yeah,
goals. Yes, he got it from set pieces in terms of header, you know.
yeah.
I
He
know I know
improved a
centre
lot
back.
from last year. So the centre backs right now is Romero, Dyer, and Davies.
Correct,
Davies he got
correct.
injured right now,
No,
right?
we have
So
the fella on
we
loan. The
have
fella on
Linglet.
loan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Linglet,
Lingard, whatever his name is. Yeah,
Yeah. So those would be the
yeah,
three big
fun.
ones. But with Spurs right now, we still have a budget to bring in people, right? And there's some big forward names, one big forward name, one big middle name, and they're still playing around with another centre back. So they may bring in our next centre back, right? So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so we still have time to figure that out.
yeah. So right now Tottenham doing really well in the transfer window right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It must be nice.
Yeah, true.
yeah,
I mean, Arsenal is not doing too bad either, you know.
Yes, nice. So let's bring up Shamir's team.
They're not doing too bad, man. Not doing too bad.
All I seen is kits. Guys. Right,
Um,
Shamir.
all right. My team was just basically a quick pick. I don't really spend too much time behind it, really and truly. No, like I said, I don't look at fixtures, look at tinkering too much, right?
Mm,
But my tinkering will start
mm,
2 weeks before the season start, right? Like next week,
right.
next couple of days, next 2 weeks, and so I'll look into already start to dig into my stats and whatever, right? And but for now, I have Raya and Sanchez as rotating keepers because I believe their fixtures coincide with each other, right? When one person has a good game, next person have a good game.
One red,
Both
one of a good. Yeah, correct, correct.
correct, right? And
but I want to ask a question
they
before that, right?
uh-huh.
Rotating keepers, right? So since all the keepers went down, right? There's basically 4.5, 5.5, right? That's all the keepers that have.
Yeah, right.
A 5 and a 4 is the same price as a 4.5 and a 4.5.
Correct,
So
yeah.
set them forget 5 or rotating 4.5 is the same
So
price,
it
right?
depends on how you feel basically, right? Because I don't know if
Yeah,
I jump in this question or not, right? But depending on how your strategy is, because if you do keepers tend to be set and forget players, right?
right,
For the most part. Um and so let's say now I pick Mendy, I won't even consider picking a next keeper unless Mendy gets injured or has absolutely
right,
terrible form, right? So set and forget it works in that way if you go up to Mendy. I won't set and forget a 4.5 because you have to have a lot of faith in that 4.5 and that way now you have room to already rotate like what are you doing here? So
right,
when Raya has a good fixture and Sanchez doesn't, Raya starts. When Sanchez has a good fixture and Raya doesn't, yeah, he starts. And I have room now to buy a next 4.5 keeper who also could fall into the rotation of keepers, right? And that's
right,
my opinion. So because both teams have strong enough defenses to give you a potential clean sheet, and they always get save points. So that's
right,
why
right.
my
So
logic
this
behind my
one, your
keepers.
logic is chase the we call it chase the clean sheets, but if not, both of them have the chance for save points. Yeah.
Correct. So
No,
I'm
I was
sure
just
to get
wondering because of that
yeah
price mark. No, since they bring down only prices for the keepers, it's not
yeah
much difference. So instead,
no, it's
people are
really not
cashing out 6 million for a keeper, and that has to
because
be a
if I
certain
be honest
event.
with you, right?
Yeah.
If I be honest with you, I have a lot of factors to play in picking a keeper as well because a keeper takes up a outfield position.
Hmm.
If I were to save the money now and I pick Allison as my 5.5 keeper, right? He wouldn't move from there, right? But he takes away a Liverpool outfielder spot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no scope to move around the players, right? Um, so things I consider, but right now I'll set in the rotating keeper category until I look at pictures a little more.
Right.
Options. My defense is a big in the back, quote unquote, big in the back defense because I have three premiums: Trent, Cancelo, Given, and Chilwell because I favored Chilwell over James last time, and then I only had to
Same
go to
here.
James when Chilwell got injured. Honestly, right? I like him more for the attacking arm impetus he gives to the team. Tommy Asu, because I wanted to get into Arsenal's defense, and he was a good pick for me last year. Injuries now may kind of give me a move away from him into probably Ben White or somebody else. And I have Neko as my fifth defender, which I'm not moving from really and truly. Because I'm not planning to put five in the back unless things change drastically with the strikers, right? And midfielders. In the midfield, I went with Son at 12 million because I don't know, boy. I honestly don't know. It's a toss between him and Kane, if I'm being honest with you. I really not
Yeah,
sure
right
who
now
I'm
is a
dealing
toss
with.
up between them. Both of them going to start
Yeah,
strong. Kane
yeah,
again is just the 0.5 difference, but it really is a toss up because
yeah.
Son Golden
It
Boot
really,
last year
really
from
is.
open play. That was just open play.
Yeah. So it's really a toss up if I'm being honest with you. I spent some time to really ponder on that one. Salah is a given. I picked Mahrez because of the exits of Man City, and I feel as though it's really a toss up between Mahrez and Foden for that
So I
right
went
wing
Foden,
spot.
yeah, you went Amaras, yeah.
Mahrez,
So
I may feel as though Mahrez might be the one that he goes to, but Mahrez doesn't have a good track record with Pep and his roulette, to be honest with you,
Right.
right?
in Premier League, because I know there's normally
Yeah,
saving for
he's
Champions
a
League.
Champions League player. Yeah. Martinelli because I like him as a player. He's dangerous. He'll get minutes. Might not get confirmed minutes starting wise. He might get minutes, but so he's one that could change. Yes, just because I like the potential of him being at Arsenal in terms of getting on the end of Saka and those chances that he provides. So yes, this is a good one, and then the EO as well, kind of unforgiving. If he scores, you'll lose out on rank pretty quickly. Um, Solanke because ex-Liverpool connection. They won the championship last season, 6.0. Really good option. And if I'm being honest with you, the silver is a good option that Jared put into my head recently. And I may stick with him for now. And
So both of us
plunge
listen to Jared,
because
eh? So
yeah,
with the
yeah,
silver,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And plunge because he's a 4.5 million striker who scored in preseason and may get minutes between that Mateta and Edward rotation. He may get some minutes. Who knows? So that's my team, and like I say, real tinkering to go still, but it's the first draft. So
So
yeah.
yeah,
Kevin?
double Liverpool, double City. That's good. But triple Arsenal?
Well, Martinelli might stay or might go. Tommy Asu might
Yeah.
stay or might go.
It's not
If
it's not because
honestly,
Jared hosted, right? So
no. Honestly, not. They both might stay or might go. Patience staying for sure, but Martinelli
yeah.
and Tommy Asu may leave the side.
I know I
Honestly,
asked this on the chat, Jesus versus when you had the chat one of the previous shows, Jesus versus Saka. Right? I know Jesus will be more involved, but Saka will get more points if he does score. Right? That extra point. Um what's the toss up between that? What do you guys think about that?
I like Arsenal man. This answer that one for you.
Uh,
Because I
if
can see
you,
Jesus more involved, but even when
yeah,
Saka is
yeah,
always involved, right? But when he
yeah.
does score, he does get more points. He will get more points.
Well,
Right? As a midfielder.
well, finally, we have someone who, well, hopefully he becomes prolific and he can score some goals. So, I mean, I think you know me. My thing is, I love strikers, I really do. But yeah, as you rightfully say, midfielders and defenders outscore strikers. If a midfielder score an assist and a striker score one goal, a striker score a hat trick or something or a double and
Yeah,
assist
it's
to
almost the
at
same
least
price, yeah.
come close. At least come close to get the points at the midfielders. Or worse yet, if Trent scores, so if you have Trent and you have Jesus in the team, he just score one goal, but Trent two, three assists, just assists from Trent
Yeah, just
and clean
assist,
sheet
yeah.
and clean sheet points. That's it. So yeah, but I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, they what basically the same price. Saka's what?
Yeah, the same price, yeah. Because I had
Yeah,
Saka in my first draft. I
yeah.
really wanted Saka.
At
But
least for sure, barring injury, Jesus is a sure pick right through, barring injury. So at least and they can
Yeah,
always put the midfield into something else instead of going. Because I think the best thing, if you have to have an Arsenal person, it'll either be one of the wing backs or Jesus and strike and then leave it so I did. Don't waste your midfield getting other Arsenal. For now, at least that's me My thinking for now. Because I'm
Because my
not sure
thinking
what
was
is
the other. My
going
thinking
on.
was actually Saka, just because he nailed on that side from the beginning,
Yeah.
and because of that extra points. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure, not bad shout, but at least you'll
yeah,
get somebody who will play right through. And the other thing is, of course, I think Jesus' minutes will be managed, and Nketiah will come on, obviously, because
That's a
five
good
strikers.
question. That's a good point to raise,
And we have no strikers. We have no
because of
strikers.
the
So,
five
yeah.
sub rule. That's a
Hmm.
good point, because
Yeah.
if because Nketiah proved last season that he could
Hmm.
perform in the Premier League, and he
Correct.
was signing a new contract, he doesn't want to be on the bench. So
Correct.
at 60 minutes, if Jesus not pulling something, 60 minutes, and Nketiah might be the person to come on.
the hard
That's
thing
a
about
good.
Nketiah is he's only 1 million less than Jesus.
Yeah,
His
that's
price,
No,
it. If
agreed,
his
agreed,
price
Nketiah
hard.
agreed.
Yeah,
was six, trust and
yeah,
believe I put
definitely,
Nketiah
yeah.
in the team. Long
Before the
time.
prices were coming on, Nketiah was on my
Bro.
side because I thought he was going
Yeah.
to be a lot cheaper. But
Cheaper,
yeah,
correct. I
as
thought
soon as
so
I
too.
saw that
Yeah.
7, that was it. Now I was like, nah, it's alright.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You see,
Thanks, but no
they
chance.
priced him because I felt as though the FPL, whoever priced him, thought he would have been the starting striker,
probably, yeah.
He's priced as a kind of
Okay,
starting
okay,
striker,
okay,
if I'm being
okay,
honest with
okay,
you,
okay, okay, okay,
right?
okay. Yes,
Because
correct, correct,
if they
correct.
knew Jesus was coming across, Jesus would have been priced higher at 8.5, and Nketiah would have been priced at 6.5 or 6 million. Because he went from
But
5.5 last season, right? Or 5 million last season. Not
yeah,
so?
Yeah,
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 so I think
yeah, yeah. 5.5 to the
yeah, that
7. Yeah.
7 million was a bit of a big jump to me, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Even 6.5 would be okay. So
That would have been
yeah,
decent, yeah.
yeah.
I think they priced him as a starter.
I dreaded
That's my
your son
opinion.
pick. That son pick that looking deadly there. I really liking that. So
Yeah, just see taking up a lot of money in my team. So
yeah, yeah. Salah
I
and so
can't
when you
go,
see both of
I
them next to
can't
each other,
go, yeah, I can't go to 8 million,
and
2 8 million
manager.
midfielders.
yeah,
I'm
Salah's
missing,
son.
I really want the Bowen pick, if I'm honest with you. I really want Bowen, right? But
Yeah.
how I could
I,
But
afford
you
him?
see the same point five that I have in Son there? That was the point five in Kane. So that's how you get the going. That's how I get it going.
No, but
So
I mean, your team still set up a bit differently to mine in some
oh
aspects.
yeah, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a 6 million striker, my keeper is cheaper, and I'm not cheaper already, same price. So I mean, I don't know. It
All
could,
right, and your your
yeah,
your strike force, right? Your Jesus and Solanke, right? At least you have some wiggle room there. I like that as well too.
yeah,
Right? The 8 could go up to a premium and Solanke could drop, right? Or
yeah,
even Solanke could go up as well for a next mid
yeah,
price. Right? Those 7.5s, you don't know between
yeah,
Watkins and Wilson and those guys, if any of them pop off,
yeah,
right? So you actually have routes to get to there. Right now, I am
yeah.
stuck with just one striker. So this
So
four four
yeah,
two formation helps out a lot with moving around your funds. So
but definitely you'll definitely see this team change up a bit when I do more heavy analysis and research and thing. It'll change up a bit.
oh, as soon as we log off, I change up my team again. So I'll have it up. Yeah. So
All right,
ah,
so
but
I guess,
solid team. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm able to sign off there slowly. Of course, so we know that August 5th is right there, London Derby. Just now the action start, just now the madness start, just now we'll be doing these 5 times a week. Just now we up at 12 a.m., 4 a.m. messaging each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Can't wait,
yeah.
can't wait. Like Christmas, I really can't wait. And then of course I can't wait to see how the World Cup affects it. I'm still a bit
Exactly. Yeah.
confused on that. Really, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm working on the research, trying to see how it will work out. Um, but yeah, based on what I saw, I like the drafts that I've seen so far, and it giving me a little encouragement on my team. I think I won't show my team just yet, but I'm quite I like what I'm seeing, what people are putting forward, and people are really trying to go hard in the defense. I'm going hard on the midfield. I'm focusing on the midfield. Now, of course, again, as we just said, the defense has a higher score potential if you have Trent, Robbo, Cancelo in your team. That's it. And they on fire. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a clean sheet and assist. That's it. That's all you want from your defenders. A clean sheet and an assist.
Mm-hmm.
A goal is a big bonus. And then if your keeper in the back gets a clean sheet as well,
That's it.
right? Or if you have someone like Sans, an assist and clean sheet, pressure
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
save
yeah,
points,
yeah.
right? I mean, that's a one-off, but yeah. So it's a lot. But I'm again, I think based on you all doing these drafts now, based on you all picking these teams, and especially you, Kevin, you would have done a lot more thinking than we have. Have you found the pricing very difficult to maneuver? When we saw the prices before even touching our teams, we were a bit apprehensive. But now that you're actually in the app now, have you found the prices super difficult or it's still
It
okay?
it is difficult, I find. Like, okay, so last year there were a lot of 5, 6, and 7 million players. Price point now that was playing, right? Now all the players that are actually playing and like fixed are like 8 and 7.5 midfielders, right? They're around that bracket. Once you go below that, is the uncertainty when they're playing, because that's what I asked you. You know, any good 5.0s or 4.5s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Six. Even look at Martinelli. The Martinelli is 6, right? Which is a nice price point, but you don't know the surety of games, right? So
yes.
all the playing players I find are ranked a bit expensive in the midfield, right? Um, I find they could have spread it around a little better so you could have options, right? Now you're kind of stuck with like a 8.0 and then someone who may or may not play, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The forwards, I can't really say anything bad about the forwards. They're priced decently. I mean, um, they spread straight through, right? But I think everyone just getting caught up with like the Kane and the Haaland. So all those 7.5s, nobody really looking at those too much, right? But as I say, you have Watkins, you have Wilson, you have Tony, right? All at
Yeah, Danny
7.5.
Ings,
They have Danny Ings, right? Those
Antonio
guys,
favorite player. Yeah.
right? But those not getting much thing, right? The defense again pretty good. Um, but again that mid price range, that the five is up for grabs, yeah. 5.5 not so much. But all those 7.0s and 7.5s, they are like practically midfielders for you in a sense,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And goalkeepers,
Well,
I find they did the best thing about our goalkeepers
yes,
because
the
you could
goalkeeper
adopt
I think would be the best
like
adjustment.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you could do a rotating or you could do a set and forget and not costing you a big difference,
yeah, not
Yeah.
right?
killing
I
you.
But
find that was
That's
one of
it.
the best things they
but
did.
the keepers priced better this season because the defenders or the midfielders are priced a lot higher.
Ah, yeah,
Right.
correct,
I think that is what's going on.
Yeah,
correct.
I just thought I find between the
Yeah.
5 and the 8, they should have a lot more options, a lot more
Mid price,
playing
Yeah,
mid
yeah,
players.
price.
Yeah,
yeah.
Correct,
right.
Yeah.
correct,
That
correct,
was
correct.
yeah, because that one made it
Well,
difficult. That's how I ended up with 2 8s and then everybody's
yeah,
4.5. Yeah, and then
yeah.
midfield
To
and that
me,
I'm not too happy about
for,
that.
it's
So
forcing you to have fudders and not have a strong bench if you play that way, right? But it is doable to have non-fudders like I have in
it
my
is.
team.
It is.
Now
Yeah.
I wanna call some names to you. These guys are all six, right? Bruno Guimaraes,
Mm-hmm.
Rodri, Ben Rama,
Right.
right? These guys are all six. They even put one as a midfielder now. But I'm not talking. I putting him
My
out there
first
as
job
a
I had in Maxim, which is 6.5. Right.
right.
I love that
As a
pick,
forward or
and then it went
midfielder?
down.
Well, he's a
A
forward. These
midfielder?
are midfielders are calling.
He's a
He's a
Maxim
midfielder.
is a
he's a forward,
midfielder
right?
now?
No, he went down to midfielder now.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah. So 6.5. He was a real good pick. I
So
had him in
right
my
now we're
first
him at
first job.
six. Oh wow, yes. Why did they do that? That's strange.
Yeah.
Right?
And then I brought him
Okay.
down to the same Bruno, 6.0.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what about Ericsson at Manu? I just asked him.
What's his price? I'm not sure his
His
price.
minutes were 6.5.
6.5.
His minutes will be
He's not.
managed for sure.
Yeah, he's not bad. Like I
Yeah.
might actually pick him over Rashford.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't know about that one. Nah. I
Nah,
rather
nah.
land more Rashford. The
The
minutes.
minutes for Rashford
Yeah.
versus Ericsson is going to be much different
Rashford
because
will have a lot
Bruno
more minutes. So
yeah, because
Yeah, I think so.
Bruno holding that
Yeah.
10.
Yeah,
Bruno
Ericsson
holds
will
that
come
10.
on in the last 15 or maybe start or something and then they drop because
Ericsson
I
is
know
going to
the
play,
game. I
yeah.
know the preseason game against Crystal Palace. Rashford looked decent. I mean, but the
yeah,
goal he got was just a tap in as well. Sancho did
yeah,
most of the
yeah.
work,
But
right?
hey,
But he looked a little better, yeah.
you
So
vex with that on the day you not upset with that at all.
no, no, on the
The
day I'm not
captain,
the
you
thing,
Yeah.
always
right? But I
go.
mean,
Yeah.
he's not the Rashford that we used to know now. So the
No, I
9.5
understand.
Yeah.
Rashford, yeah. And
But
so is
now
Ericsson.
that
Eh? Ericsson is not the Ericsson that we
they
used to know either. So
if they lose that huge weight, right? If they
Mhm.
sell that huge weight to Atletico Madrid, I think everything will get back to normal. And Ten Hag there now, he's pushed the youths. I can see it's just
Yeah, yeah, I
that
can see that
Rafa
part.
have some issues mentally, but if Sancho and these guys Elanga, I think some good stuff. What about I just call names, what about Ward Prowse? as our set
I
piece.
I always like him as a player. It's just the team that he's on is not that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
and not
Let's
supporting
call it
him.
names. Just call
So
it names. Just call it
yeah.
names. Just call it names. All right.
So, but yeah,
Solid.
those are the 6.5s you have to deal with. The 6 and the 6.5s. So
Sadly.
sadly, yeah. Um,
Oh, hold on,
because
hold on, hold
all
on,
these
hold on.
guys, Madison and Saka, all those guys were 6.5, 7. You know, they were a little more easy to get them in. So
Before we go, Lanesh wants us to do his team really quickly. Big up Lanesh all the time, right, Lanesh? No
yeah.
problem. I'll bring it up now. Well done, Lanesh. Lanesh tomorrow, this weekend. Action as always, Lanesh. You know what I'm talking about. Big up Lanesh all the time. Right, how is it? Oh gosh, my days, come on, lads.
Big it up.
Right, go. All right, okay. So the national Sanchez in the back, Zinchenko,
Right.
Robertson, Chilwell, James, Alexander Arnold, of course. Then he has Martinelli, Saka, Salah, Kulusevski. He has
Check it out,
Jesus.
Kulu. Yeah.
On the bench, he has that guy, I can't say his name, I'm going to butcher it. He has
Gazinga.
Madison, Greenwood, and Plant. All right, so for us, and this Madison are only on the bench as a secure maybe Greenwood. What you
Madison is
mean?
at 8.2 on the bench, though. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over Martinelli. So I'm sure he might. I'm sure if it, that's something he probably will swap until now. No, that's
Yeah,
not
It's
a
a
bad
crazy
idea.
sign,
because
though.
that first game, Madison can play good, eh? So
Yeah, but that's not a bad shout, having Madison and Martinelli. So at least Martinelli, when he would come on, that's not bad, because
Yeah,
Madison
but
sometimes
you have to consider, too
how
how
rotating.
how he's gonna come on, what time. You don't want. Remember, we always considering. You don't want people to come on for 5 minutes and get 1 point and do nothing. The potential
right.
is to come on and score goals, but the reality could be you come on for 5 minutes, get 1 point and move on, and then
No,
Madison,
but
you block Madison on the bench, who score
I
a 10
agree with.
pointer.
No, you're starting Madison, and have Martinelli on the bench. What I'm
Okay.
saying,
Okay.
because of the 5, I am way more comfortable. I mean, I have to see it in this isn't theory, but because of the 5 subs now, I am way more comfortable have doing something like that with the next did. So I don't mind having outside Madison, of
Yeah.
course. Well, Madison over Kulusevski because Kulusevski at risk too, right? With Richarlison and all that back in
Bill
now,
Charleston there, yeah.
right? Yeah,
I wouldn't start
right.
Richardson over Kubalski at all, but
I
yeah.
just, I know, I just say it. It's not
Yeah.
bad. But it's not bad. It's not bad swapped up. I would put Madison over Martinelli probably because of the starting minutes, and then you go from there. And if Kulu or man at risk, because in case he not what's his name to put the guy with the weird name Drewberry Hall or whatever. Just saying, and bam, you
Yeah.
have somebody who come on. So it's not. I like it. What do you think? Tell you want to run through?
I like in a big, the beginning back. I like that, right? But no, what you call it? No City players again. This is second draft we get with no City players,
Yeah.
right?
No,
And
technically, but yeah.
yeah, he stuck just like me in front, right? He only have Jesus in front and two 4.5s up in front, right? So if you say they actually rotating Jesus, then that might be a problem, right? If the one or the two odd games Jesus doesn't play, you have nobody coming in for him. And if any other striker pull off, then you would have problems getting towards them. Well, I mean, you have people in the back to sacrifice, I guess. But
He'll have to change his team though because Zinchenko when confirmed to Arsenal, he'll have 4
oh
players
yeah,
from
then
Arsenal,
you
so
will
he'll
have
have to
four
change the
players
team.
from Arsenal.
He
Yeah,
have to
Yeah.
force a transfer in the back.
No, he keep making that joke. He has 4 Arsenal players. He always says that. He has 4 Arsenal players.
Yeah.
He always
yeah.
says it. Yeah, he has 4 Arsenal players.
Yeah, but I mean, he going back in the back for sure. He
Yeah,
looking
for
to
sure,
score
for sure.
all his points from those 5 players. He looking to get those 5 players to score as much points as possible. He
The
backing on
double
Saka and
Chelsea,
Salah
that
the
real nice
most.
too. That double Chelsea real good.
Yeah,
So,
but double Chelsea
Was
defense
he?
is
Was
a is
he?
a
Was
risk.
he? All right.
Yeah,
If
it's a
you're
risk.
doing that,
but
a
again,
wing and a
if
center back. A wing and a. So
yeah,
if you had Thiago, I just saying, or something like that, then I would have say, all right, so
no, but
Thiago,
No,
Chilwell,
but
that two
Thiago,
wingers in the back, he using them as two midfielders, two extra midfielders,
no,
right?
but I
Correct.
agree.
right?
But what we're trying to say is, from the moment that Chelsea concedes, there's no clean sheets.
I
you're
know, I know.
banking on
So in a
Chilwell and
sense,
James
yeah,
to
that's
score.
in sense
Yeah,
that's just the midfielder
Yeah, you're
yeah,
banking
that's
on
what
him
and
it is.
then
scoring.
So
we looking at how Chelsea gonna line up obviously because
so
with
he
the new
played at three.
transfers,
He played at 3-6-1. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead there.
yeah, because if you think about it, right, Chilwell has no cover other than Alonso, and Alonso may leave.
Right.
James has as cover? Chaloba, maybe, or
Charles is
Aspi,
more center
maybe.
back, but yeah,
Yeah,
Aspi, yeah.
maybe Aspi, right? But both of them don't have cover per se, so
Over
they
this
should to
guy,
start probably.
no, he's
But
a center
is it that they're
back. What
gonna
Christensen
make
is?
Christensen leave? He gone Barca.
Oh,
Chris
look at
Evans,
that.
yeah.
See, I already, yeah, sorry, my
Yeah,
fault.
yeah. So I mean, he back in the team to score a lot of points in the back.
They lost two centre backs, yeah. They lost
Yeah,
Christensen and Rudiger. So
yeah. And I mean, in midfield is strong. Saka, Kulveski, and Salah. But Kulu is a man that, like I say, Conte could rotate him with
yeah,
Richarlison
but
if he feels like
that's
it.
his Spurs cover right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then only striker is Jesus. Greenwood getting minutes, real, my,
How
real
much is
minute
Greenwood
minutes.
again? What,
4.5,
4.5?
4.5. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
He could have
I
probably
like I like the
could
team,
have got
but
Taylor.
is he
Yeah,
have to
okay, good.
work
That makes sense,
the
yeah.
team had the team had to work hard to get the points that he need to get, basically.
Then does she have any money in the
Yeah.
bank or no?
He was
Yeah.
just
If
wrong.
because if you have then Kulu, as you say, Kulu for game week 1, right? And if you get rid of Kulu after that, point 0.5 in the bank will help him move
Yeah,
to
but
any
the next
whoever
thing I
kicks
was
off.
thinking
So
about, right, is that I would want to pick my team for one game week. I'm not
Mhm.
trying to book a transfer so early. I want to book a
Yeah,
transfer like game
yeah,
week 3.
yeah.
I want
no,
to
no, no, no. But
Agreed.
so
I was watching what the Nash was doing. I was watching that as well. That 8.5, well, 8 or 8.5. Let them play that first game week, and then out of the 8 that Saka, Madison, whoever start
no, agreed,
move them
agreed.
on one time. Yeah,
Yeah,
jump on that
agreed.
one. I mean, you're
In three,
killing one chance early, but at
yeah,
least yeah.
yeah. It's tough because you had to was looking for boy. You had to work hard on figuring out the next move. Yeah, the next move had to be on point because you're booking a transfer so early.
Yeah.
You have to make sure it work out for you because you
Yeah.
could save a transfer and when game week 3 come around, you have two transfers in the bank to already to catch the moves you want to catch.
Mm-hmm.
So booking a transfer so early, picking a team to book a transfer so early, kind of tough, in my opinion. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say
definitely.
1,100%.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I like the team. Is a
Oh
template
yeah,
team
definitely.
from last year. So last year was the fame was big in the back, and because of the prices right now, we push towards big in the back again. If we follow realize the trends, because the defenders performing well enough to be midfielders, like Kevin keeps saying, right? And they price enough and expensive enough over the midfielders that you want to go big in the back. You pick a template midfield of Salah, Saka, any 8.2, and you pick your strikers and you go like that, big in the back, and you have your template forwards and you're good there. But templates can be destroyed pretty quickly too, so that we have to be careful about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Lanesh, thanks for that. Thanks for sending in your team there. Let me see. Let me beg up. Let me see. For me, no, again, I'm not doing this. I'm going 3-5-2. That is my plan for at least the first 4 weeks of the season. I'm not doing big at the back again because I'm banking on the midfielders. Yes, again, I know the defenders score, they all score. I understand that, but I'm sticking with that for 3-5-2. That's my game plan, and especially with one of the lower strikers, I'm banking on them like at least a 12 goal season from one of those lower guys. But Martinelli Saka, I don't know why I like him Martinelli Madison. I think that's a nice little cover. Again, we have the 5 stars. Martinelli will get a sweat in that back and now he will. He definitely will. So I'm not, and then even we have to see the new guy, because Arsenal's on new midfielders as well that they brought in. So we have to see how they and all feature as well and how their minutes are managed. So that will not give you a spoke in the wheel as well. But Martinelli is a great shout and should be nailed to come on. Of course, he has some issues with Zinchenko, as Jimmy pointed out, but I guess when that bridge comes, he might most likely drop Martinelli, most likely. But yeah, I like it. I just I don't like not having good cover on the bench. Only Martinelli will be the only cover on the bench. But say what? That is not a huge deal breaker, right?
Yeah.
Of course. He gonna probably swap what Greenwood for how much is Taylor? Taylor's what 4?
No, there are no 4.0 strikers. Only 4.0.
None. Oh,
Yeah,
five,
none.
five, 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 five. Ooh, I'm trying to help you out, but yeah, that will actually might kind of play too. So yeah, all right. Well, yeah, Nash. But I mean, you're going fit. The only thing is, I will say, which is not, it shouldn't be a huge issue, Shamir and Kevin, is that he doesn't have much. Oh, actually, yes, he does. What 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah, plenty.
Three premiums is enough. Or we counting James as a premium, Chilwell a premium. So we counting with a premium.
Madison is a premium, right? So Madison, Saka,
Counting
Kulu,
Madison as a
Saka.
premium.
Madison is 8.
No, they're not. I wouldn't say it's premium.
I wouldn't count Madison as a premium.
No. Madison
They-
price, eh?
No, yeah, I know,
But that's not
it's not
premium.
premium. It is.
So
it is expensive.
So
Not
Saka
It
is
is
not a premium,
expensive,
right?
but it's not premium.
It,
Yeah.
Saka is
it
not
is
premium,
super.
right?
It is super.
Okay,
It is
okay.
super gas.
So then the only premium you have is
And-
Salah. So
No, Trent and
When you have Salah, Trent
Robertson
and
and
Robo.
yeah, those are the those are premiums. Yeah,
Yeah.
Salah, Trent, and who? Sorry.
Robo.
Oh, Robo. Okay, yeah. I guess so. Yeah, Robo. Yeah.
No, is
I didn't
that
think of Robo.
are those comforting? I mean, I know you weren't looking. Are comforting for you, Shamir?
Well,
Yeah, I mean the Liverpool team. Yeah, you have to be comfortable with that. They think Fulham is up.
But you know, I see the
It's
way
tough to
double
double
up. What I'm thinking of is going against every fiber we're being right, and going with Robertson and Van Dijk as a double up. And
No, we have to we have to talk about this. Next time.
No, but
Yeah,
what's everybody doing?
yeah.
What's everybody doing is double up.
You have to be real and you have to real weigh your pros and cons because it's gonna be tough.
I know we're getting this confidence from, but everybody doing this double up. So I want.
Nah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
You have to be real careful doubling in the back.
I agree. Well, all right, guys, we will we could wrap it up there. It was a nice good thanks everybody for sending in the team. So when the big up Rob, big up Flowers, big up Anesh all the time. Thanks for coming through as always. Thanks for Kevin and Shamir showing the teams. I will do mine on the next one. Yeah, I think I'm set with mine, so I will show you all next week. And of course, guys, don't forget content tomorrow, F1 Fantasy Show tomorrow. And of course, don't forget we have our live watch on our Island on Sunday. We're doing the French GP, so stay tuned for that next week. Of course, content as usual. We'll try to have an FPL convos on Monday, and of course, Wednesday shows as lined up as always. We've another chopping block, and of course, as we get closer, we'll try and do our show for the news, right? We have to do something for the news. You have to break it down and explain, and we will do it as simple as possible from the start. We'll set up the email straight through, picking the team and setting and getting ready for August 5th. So I want to thank our panel for coming through. Thanks very much, guys. And take care, guys, and happy picking, happy drafting, and we'll see you all in the next one. Yeah, take care. And don't forget, of course, we have our leagues running. We have the Fancy Pavilion Classic League, and of course the Head-to-Head League. And don't forget Shamir's league as well. So all that on our Twitter and Instagram. You can check us all out there, and you get all the information there. Join, guys. All our prize leagues, so you have a chance to win something. All right?
Yep.
Take care, guys. We got everyone. Thanks again to Buffon and Leonard for coming through in the chat. Take care, guys.